Hello children, how are you guys? Hope you're all fine and safe, having healthy food and maintaining good health. Children, in the last video I just gave introduction about the lesson which we are going to study. Am I right? And the lesson name is Respiration in Organism. And in this lesson we studied that we need energy. The energy which we need for our activity is from the food we eat, and this food which we eat, it is broken down into the simpler form. Okay, that is called as cellular respiration. That's what we studied. And there are two types of cellular respiration, namely aerobic respiration and the anaerobic respiration. Okay, what is meant by aerobic respiration means if carbon dioxide is formed from carbohydrate in presence of oxygen, it is called as aerobic respiration, and the microorganism involved in this is called as aerobes. Okay, see, breaking down or broken down of carbohydrate into carbon dioxide and water in presence of oxygen, it is called as aerobic respiration. Okay, and certain amount of energy is also released. And the second type of respiration is anaerobic respiration. In the case of anaerobic respiration, what happens? The carbohydrate will be broken down into alcohol and carbon dioxide. Okay, glucose will be broken down into ethanol and carbon dioxide with certain amount of energy. And there are microbes involved in it which is called as anaerobes. Okay, for example, yeast can live without the presence of air, so they are the anaerobes. Okay, so they get energy through the anaerobic respiration. Okay, so in the absence of oxygen, if glucose is broken down into alcohol in general and ethanol in specific, and carbon dioxide with certain amount of energy, it is called as anaerobic respiration. And this anaerobic respiration, it is possible in human being also. Okay, or as our muscle cell also can respire anaerobically, but it's not for the long time, for a short time. Okay, when our body cell gets deficiency of oxygen, it leads to anaerobic respiration, and in this case what happens, lactic acid will be formed when glucose is broken down. Okay, instead of carbon dioxide and water, lactic acid will be formed. Okay, so see children, when you when you do some activity, lot of activity like running, jumping, weightlifting and all for hours together, what happen, our body is in need of huge energy, high energy is needed for our body, but the energy supply and the oxygen supply to our cells will be limited. In this case, what happened means glucose will be broken down into lactic acid and energy. And sometimes what happen, when our cells anaerobically respire, it leads to cramps. Okay, mummy will tell there is like, she's feeling numbness in her leg or hand. No, it is because of lack of oxygen. Okay, so what happens, in that case, our cells, that is our tissues, they respire anaerobically. Okay, so the partial breakdown of glucose into lactic acid, it is called as anaerobic respiration in human being. And how we can get relief from the muscle cramps means we have to massage our body, the affected body, with hot water. Okay, when you give soft massage to the affected body, so with hot water, there will be high supply of blood through which oxygen can be supplied. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to do the hot water massage so that enough oxygen can be supplied to our muscle cells. Okay, so what happens, since there is increased supply of oxygen, it leads to complete breakdown of lactic acid into carbon dioxide and water. Since glucose, it is incompletely partially it breaks down, it leads to lactic acid. If it completely breaks down, what happens? This lactic acid again it will break down into carbon dioxide and water in human being. Okay, that's all about the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration in presence of oxygen, anaerobic respiration in absence of oxygen. Aerobic respiration, the product which is formed is carbon dioxide and water. In anaerobic respiration, the product formed it is alcohol and carbon dioxide. In human being, the byproduct formed it is lactic acid when it is partial reaction, and in the case of complete reaction, this lactic acid will again break down into carbon dioxide and water. Is it clear, children? Okay, bye.